Good evening, everybody. This is Joe Mantello with Writers of the Future. We're out in LA with the Writers of the Future Award. We're talking with the illustrators and authors from Writers of the Future, the winners, I should say. It's been a great contest so far. It's been a lot of fun down here. Everybody I met, by the way, has been fantastic. I've been meeting a lot of nice people down here. A very talented group. Makes me feel bad, man. But anyway, Lawrence, why don't you tell us a little about yourself? I said, what the hell did I do that?
No, my
Heather,
last
I
name's
apologize.
Don't
We got
apologize.
we got Heather Lawrence. I wonder if I started with her first name, I was going to go backwards. I apologize for that. Anyway, we have Heather Lawrence with us, and why don't you tell us how you got started, actually?
How I get started illustrating?
Yeah.
Well, it's something that I've always wanted to do since I was 5. I decided I wanted to be an artist, and I saw illustrations in books, and that's what I wanted to do.
I wish I could have done that, man. So, what made you decide you were going to go for the contestants to write in for Writers of the Future?
In this
Yeah,
contest,
in this contest.
it's like 2 years ago, and I have forgotten why I submitted.
That's okay. That's okay.
I probably heard it through the grapevine
wait,
of
so
other
you're a
illustrators.
first-time winner too?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm in the presence of royalty in this room tonight. Lord have mercy. Maybe it's easier for the illustrators to win first time. I don't know, not to be
It might be.
either, but I did see a lot of talented artwork. I got to say, I took pictures of all the artwork that will be posted in the future. But again, I'm going to let y'all look at them first before we feature them, just to make sure you're happy with the shots. Because I could always go back. I'm here both the books. I can always go back through the books and take the shots out again. Career aspirations. Where do you think you're going? Where you want to go?
I want to do fantasy book covers, and I want to write and illustrate my own work as well as other people's, and maybe get into children's books.
Yeah, that's good money there. I got a niece that writes children's books, and she makes twice a year what I make. It's like, how the hell do you do that with baby books? I mean, there's Mama went around the corner in the rain. It's really just she makes a fortune on them things. I don't know how she does it, and they're good books. It's just to me it's jibber jabber because it's for kids, and I want something else. But she made me understand how much money was actually in it. I was very surprised to find out how much she made, and it's a very good career move too, because you don't see as many writers or illustrators in there, and a lot. And it's going to be, I guess it'll be a little bit hard. I would think doing a lot of fantasy art might be a little easier than doing stuff for children because you have to keep it age appropriate, and which might make it a little tad bit hard. I don't know. I'm asking you because I really don't know. It might be just as easy for you to go either way.
I think it's just as easy as long as you select your subject matter appropriately.
So, what's your favorite method? Painting, computer, drawing?
Painting. I'm a traditional media painter. I start with watercolor, and then I'll draw into the watercolor with ink or colored pencil. Just kind of throw whatever at it that makes it get the look that I want.
I wish I could do that. I'm just kidding. I wish I could do that. It's kind of strange. So how you feel? I mean, they've been treating you good down here. Everybody's been taking good care of you.
Yeah.
Everybody's been around. I got to say, I've been. Like it's been telling everybody when we first started with John and Emily a few years back. I just had a hard time believing that nobody was going to see it. Nobody was going to know who you were. There was no cost to come here. Because I used to ask John, I said, well, I know it's going to happen. They got to slip you 100 or 500, to get your stuff in front of the judge. He said, no, indeed not. And which I had a hard time with. And to be honest with you, a good chunk of my listeners had a hard time with. Not just
I don't
one.
have 500 to slip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But a lot of us don't have 500, but still, it's So it took me a little while for John to convince me, and I had to go behind his back with a couple of people I knew with down here and checked out, and it turned out to be exactly what it was. So it was something I could get behind, and I'm glad to see all y'all up here winning. I love to see new talent coming in. Like I was telling some of the writers last night, God, we need anything. I don't care what it is. I'm so COVID burnt out on everything down here. I'm happy. Like y'all's artwork, I was enjoying walking through, looking at it, because it was just new to me. It was fresh. Everything else seems to be, let's see how many times we can remake the same damn thing. Same thing with arts. I've been seeing people remake the same picture 4 or 5 times. Oh, we'll change the blonde, we'll make it a redhead, or give it green eyes. I'm like, it's the same picture. I guess, I guess some people run out of inspiration, I guess is what it really is. So how are you going to do tomorrow? You feel going to be okay for the dinner and the gala? I meant to ask everybody that because I know it's going to make a lot of people nervous. Not me because I'm not doing nothing to press. So I don't have to worry about it.
I'm trying not to think about it. I'll just be in the moment.
That's probably the best way to be for this. Because I've gone to a lot of big things over my years. I remember the first one I ever went to made me nervous. Or first radio show I ever did made me nervous. Right? First TV show I did. I was filming for Prometheus like 15, 18 years ago. Maybe I was in Washington, D.C. It made me a nervous wreck. Now it's just old school. It's like, whatever. Film me, do whatever. Cover my bald head, whatever you got to do. I don't care. Just put me on the screen. That's why I keep asking me if you're going to resubmit, but I know y'all can't. This is it for y'all. I mean, once you won, that's pretty much it. So.
I could submit as a writer.
Well, that's true. You can submit as a writer. So, but I noticed all the big wigs that are here, I should call them that, but all the writers and illustrators who have been around for a while are here. I noticed they pay a lot of attention to y'all. They've been looking at everybody's work hard. I think they're looking for so they can find some people to mentor. I don't know if y'all actually need to be mentored. Some of your work I seen was fabulous. It was just as good as some of the big dogs. So maybe that's what they're worried about. Maybe they're worried about y'all might be replacing them or something. But I've talked with several of the judges, and they told me, they said they're really looking for y'all to get started. Probably within a couple of months, so people will be getting called. I don't know who it is, so I really don't know. But I know after talking like Tom and all them, they're definitely looking forward to talking to a lot of y'all, maybe bringing y'all on board, maybe even giving y'all a job. I know last night they were walking around buying artwork because I walked into the middle of two of them. So it was these were from other judges, but still. I know they're looking for this stuff because they're just like everybody else. They're hungry for new stuff. And then we got a bunch of writers here, so it's a lot, they're going to be looking for illustrators. Because I know Gabe said, "Oh, you should be your own illustration." No, I don't agree with that even a little bit. Maybe if you can write and if you want to write and can do your own illustration, yes. But the average writer is not that good of an illustrator. I know Amazon's got an app you can use to do it, but that's not the same thing. And so I really think that professional illustrators are the way to go. And I tell people all the time, if you're going to put a book out, be willing to pay the money for the illustrations. Or I got I have about 11 hosts on our network that have books out. What they do is they'll give them a down and like 2, 3, or 5% of the book. The last one did this was Marie Rice. She was illustrating for a friend of ours. She made $2.2 million off the book because the book it's I think 10 million or 12. It was like 22 million copies of it around the world. So she got a chunk out of that. I mean, this was a young illustrator had maybe 2 years. I'm like, damn, man, I'm in the wrong line of work. So I'm just bringing that up to y'all so you know there's other venues out there. So children's books, that's just interesting in itself. I'm going to be looking for that, by the way, if you do. So remember this too. In a couple of weeks, we're going to give y'all a call back. If you got anything you want to show, just let me know. And we'll have to email it to me, and we'll pop it up into the system, and we'll just go through it one at a time. You can discuss how you did it, what the inspiration was behind it, all that. It just gives the audiences a much bigger time to really get to know who you really are. And just so you know, we do have people who listen to the shows that have a lot of money. They're out there looking for authors, are looking for artists, looking for all kinds of stuff actually. And now that COVID's still around, I should say, people are desperate for new stuff. So they'll be looking for a lot of illustrators. And it seems like, too, a lot of illustrators and a lot of authors have retired in the last few years. I guess, COVID kind of dampened things a little bit. So if their careers were already made, they might have just said, okay, enough's enough. I'm going to travel or something along those lines. But anyway, give me your website or wherever they can find you at, emails.
Yes, you can find me at heatheralawrence.com and at Instagram, Lawrence Heather A. And the Lawrence is spelled Laurence.
Yeah, I almost messed up with that.
Yes.
I forgot what I was going to say now, but I want to thank you for coming in and talking with us today. Like I said, I'm inspired by all y'all's work. It's great for me. I'll be talking about all this for weeks to come with outside of a regular venue. We're getting ready to expand our station. We're going to make it from Pensacola to Dallas, Texas, from the Gulf of Mexico to Washington, D.C. So y'all's stuff will get returned on all those places. That's good venues for y'all. Right now we're only FM in New Orleans, but we just set up a deal to change that. So what'll happen is that'll happen in probably March. When that happens, I'm going to take all this stuff and put it all back out again. And I'll even rerun the archives that we have up to 2 hours with y'all in an hour and whatever. And that way it'll get bigger exposed because Atlanta's a great place to expose artwork to. So's D.C., Baltimore is as well. My sister works with a married. She tells me all the time they're looking for illustrators. She's a big for them. She said they're always looking for illustrators to help write their commercials. And for some reason, they don't keep them very long. Maybe they don't pay them. I don't know what it is. But it seems like about every year she's telling me they're looking for a new illustrator. Even if it's just a hard cover to work for. But if it's any weird, if it's any indication about what my sister makes, yeah, they're paying big money. They're a big chain, and they're definitely looking for a lot of talent. But again, I want to thank you for coming on and hanging out with us. And like I said, I'll get back in touch with you really soon, and we'll get you going. Have a thank you.
I look forward to it.